Welcome back to the Lab by Lab podcast. I'm your host, Ethan White, Research and Sustainability Engineer for Ecolyte. So, we're going to be doing the pre race review for Japan, but first, we would like to hear a quick updates about how Team Ecolyte's doing from from another member besides me, which would be Andreas Palmos, Quality Assurance Engineer for Ecolyte. So, I'll hand over to him.
Hello everyone, this is Andreas from Team Ecolyte, and I'm just going to be updating you guys really quickly on what we've been doing as a team. First of all, Hassan's been working very hard on creating new prototypes for the car and making as many improvements as possible to ensure that we have the fastest and best car possible for World Final. I've worked alongside Hassan to test the cars and all the prototypes that we've made virtually and physically to make sure that we would have the best chances when we finally get to the race. Ethyn has been working on sustainability, but he's also helped us when designing the car. Ethyn's been working on sustainable initiatives to put in around school and also on developing sustainable techniques to ensure that all the things we do as a team are as sustainable as possible and leave minimal harm to the environment. Grace has been working on social media and has created new accounts on the TikTok, and she's just posting and trying to get as many followers as possible on all platforms. And so if you're not following us on all platforms already, please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So I'm assuming you guys would be subscribed already, but our account name on TikTok is Ecolyte UAE, and it's the same on Instagram. So please just follow us. But yeah, Grace has been working hard to get as many followers as possible. And finally, Sophia, the project manager, has been working hard to keep everyone on track and staying on their objectives, and has given us more and more deadlines leading up to World Finals to ensure that we're in the best shape possible and we're prepared for anything that comes up.
And thank you for Andreas for giving us the update. So we're just going to be moving on to Japan now. So Japan is a 5.8 kilometer track. Michael Schumacher has the most wins with 6 wins at Suzuka. He has the most poles as well with 8 poles, and the constructor that has the most wins there is McLaren with 8. It was designed by a Dutchman called John Hugenholtz, which the main purpose was for a test track for Honda, so it's developed quite a bit into being a F1 track. Before this track, the F1 was held at Fuji, which people don't know. It's a Fuji International. I think it's now mainly for endurance. Like they have hypercars around there, 8 hours of Fuji. So very nice track. I would just like to take a moment to express our gratitude to our sponsor, Triskelion International. Triskelion International is a boutique consulting and advisory firm specializing in marketing, entry, and expansion strategies, business development, and a cross-board strategy alliance. With their expertise and guidance, Triskelion International helps businesses navigate the complexities of international markets, facility growth, and success. We extend our sincere appreciation to Triskelion International for their support. Their commitment to excellence makes them a valuable partner in our endeavors. And if you would like to learn more about Triskelion, please head to our website www.ecolyteuae.com to learn more. So back onto the information. Like in previous years, we had Alex Albon's crash last year with Kevin Magnussen on the first lap, heading into the first corner. So it was a bit of a rough start for him. We then later had Perez like dive bombing Kevin, which kind of seemed like a desperate move in my opinion. I mean, this could just be like maybe me fishing for like drama, but I definitely do think back then this was like Perez is trying to show that he could get a contract for 2024. So this was probably one of his low points, I'd say. After that, he had to retire. In 2022, this was like Leclerc's final, or not. It was like he would have to win every race onwards to win the championship in 2022. But ultimately, Perez got P2, ending Charles Leclerc's title chances. Also, last year, Sebastian Vettel had like a B corner down in turn one, which all the drivers went down to support. They painted like different types of beehive. So it was, if people don't know, Sebastian has like quite a, I think he's a bee charity if I'm not mistaken. But where he has like a big support for bees. He also like overall just has a big community where he tries supporting different initiatives, like much like it was Team Trees that Mr. Beast had. Like if you donated, you could save trees. So I think he also has something similar there. I know he sells merch. There was like a piece of merch saying, "Swarm now." It was something to do with the Miami Grand Prix because they were due to flooding. So Sebastian obviously took the opportunity to help bring awareness to global warming because this is like I think his main mission. Like this is like a main reason why people say Sebastian actually left F1 because he said like he can't keep on advocating for sustainability and being going green when he's driving a multi-million-dollar car with that produces carbon. So it's definitely interesting seeing what he does. I mean, continuing with Sebastian's video, he is having a test drive with Porsche's hypercar, the 963. So some fans are speculating he could maybe make a return to endurance racing. I mean, I would love for Sebastian to join in endurance racing. However, talking about previous reasons that we just mentioned about carbon emissions, I don't think he would join. I mean, from what I saw, it was just him being curious, just seeing how if a hypercar feels. Maybe he wants to compare it to an F1 car. I mean, it's definitely a huge difference just compared to downforce, traction, yeah, drag, top speed, tire wear. I mean, because the F1 cars they have a lot more tire wear compared to these endurance cars. So in all honesty, I just think it's him having a bit of fun for if we say it like that. If we look at rumors going around, we have obviously Carlos Sainz with his fantastic win at Australia, leaving him still with an open seated Ferrari. I mean, there's definitely a lot of speculations of where he could go. Some saying Mercedes. I don't think that's a possibility. Just due to people speculating that Toto will bring Kimi from F2. If people don't know, like from Mercedes has basically sponsored this Italian F1 driver called Kimi. I can't pronounce his last name. I think it's Antolio. So he's speculated to be Mercedes' first choice to replace Lewis Hamilton. I think this is a bit of a risky move. Just this is I think Kimi came from F4 into F2, which is like a maybe no F3 into F2, which is a really big jump because Mercedes put in a good word with him at Prema. So maybe Mercedes has a lot of hope in the guy. I mean, if we look at the standings in F2, I don't think he's number. I don't think he's leading the standings. So, I mean, definitely shows even more risk, even more of a risk being taken by them. But I mean, they're investing in the future because much like what happened with Max Verstappen when he was 17, Mercedes was interested in with him, Red Bull was interested with him, and at the end of the day, Red Bull was able to offer him an F1 seat where Mercedes couldn't at that time. So maybe this is just Mercedes' way of securing the driver. But I mean, they have a wide variety of drivers to choose from. In my opinion, they've got, even though it's probably unlikely, they have Nick De Vries. Even Mick Schumacher is one of the reserve drivers, so they could potentially bring him in. I mean, just the name Schumacher is a big name in motorsport. I mean, that's what Haas. It's just we could say they kind of abused it. I mean, because if you remember in 2021, I think it was, Haas was in a desperate period where they needed a lot of money. So what they did is they got obviously Nikita Mazepin in Mick Schumacher, and I think that was a stunt to first off get Schumacher's to use the Schumacher name because I think in my opinion I think there's a lot of hype in it. It's in motorsports, but especially in Formula One, and then you got Nikita Mazepin's dad's bringing a lot of money in, so that was definitely would be beneficial if Mercedes could hire Mick. I mean, obviously, I don't think Mercedes would be willing to just hire Mick just for his surname or last name. But I mean, I just think he would be a better driver, in my opinion. I haven't looked at statistics or any analytics of Kimi versus Schumacher. But I mean, I feel like Schumacher would be the safer driver. Schumacher's been reserve driver at Mercedes for 2 years now, if I'm not mistaken. He's known the team well at this point. I would assume he has F1 experience. 2 years he has experience with the current cars. I mean, far as I'm aware, Kimi doesn't. But from what I've heard as well, rumors saying that Mercedes have going to be doing a lot of more drive tests with him. I think he has like a weekend coming up where just going to be testing the W11 Mercedes last winning car with the one in 2021. So it's definitely showing that they're putting a lot of faith in this young man. That's all from me, guys. Have a great day.